Yo, what's up? This is Hatch, hip hop artist, and you can find me on all social media at HatchWiseGuy or HatchWiseGuy.net. My purpose is to entertain one way or another, whether I'm joking at a party or, dancing, singing, rapping, whatever it is. I've just kind of always came natural to me. When I was a kid, I used to get up on our fireplace and I used to put a nightly show on for my parents. I don't even remember this, but there's like home videos of it. When I was young, my parents knew that I kind of gravitated toward music, and they didn't know quite what. So they're like, maybe he wants to dance. So they like put me in this thing. They're like, he's too young. He's only 4. You got to be 5. And they're like, just give him a shot. And I killed it. And they're like, he can stay. Okay. By the time I was like, a few years older, I was kind of like, this ain't it. And I started falling in love with rap music. It was kind of like I loved dance music, and dance music kind of just transitioned into hip hop, with like MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. Then you have, there's so many records, Whoop, There It Is, whatever, like all that old stuff. And I just had to be a part of it. I just started, now I'm 7 and I'm putting words together, and I didn't really know it was rap. I just kind of knew it was a thing. I don't know. I was always creative. I used to draw. But I really got into the art of rhyming, like syllables and metaphors and similes, and that whole creative writing process was really it for me, so I just took that and kind of ran with it. I didn't grow up around anyone who was doing music, or especially hip hop. It was just like I would hear certain artists and I would be like, why does this guy sound so much better than this guy? And there's a guy named AZ who was real tight with Nas and all that, who's, arguably my favorite rapper. And I started realizing he was putting more words together than one. Like someone would say, like, where are you at? I'm in the back. It's like that's one syllable. Mm-hmm. But if he said like, I don't know, an example like I'm in the back, where's the dinner at? Or like din and that, bin and bat. It's like 2 syllables now. Yeah. And I would just be like, whoa, and that's way harder to do. So I started picking up on all the rappers that did that, and it became like this exercise. It was like, how can I match all these things and have the same message, and maybe even have like a simile to explain the point and be clever. So it was like showing off. It was like, oh, I can do it like this, and I can do it like this. And the better I got at it, and then, pretty soon now I'm in the Commons area of my high school, rap battling people, and when the whole crowd's like, oh, at something you say, you get like a high off it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like validating. So
yeah,
I just love the art of, matching up the words and finding new ways to say the same thing, mm-hmm. even more intricate, even more clever. 9th grade, no one knew I rapped, but like a couple people that were close with me. I get into the talent show. I do my own song that I wrote. I did my own beat. And then at the end, I even had like this like dance routine, right? The whole school went nuts. I win the talent show. 2nd year, I win again, right? All the way through school, winning the talent shows. Then fresh after high school, I got into a competition to go on a national tour with a group called Critical Bill that's located here in Michigan, but they were signed to Tech Nine at the time, which is a huge art, one of my favorite artists. I win the competition, so now I'm 18 years old and I'm on national tour. 28 states. I was gone for like 3.5 months.
Wow.
One of the best experiences to this day that I had. It was kind of like the more people believed and saw the vision, it was like, it kind of gives you a little more like, that's okay. Yeah, like I'm on the right path. And when you see results, it really helps, mm-hmm. So the fact that I beat all these big musicians in Michigan to win this competition to go on tour, and now I'm 18 and I'm on a tour, and it was just like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing this. So you get a little taste of that, and it's like, it kind of go for the next taste, the next taste, And it was thinking that I was already on, and I was already in there, and I was going to make it. I was on BET, right? Every week, I'm flying to New York every week to be on the show. I'm the man where I'm from. I'm the man in New York. I'm meeting celebrity after celebrity. Some are my heroes, giving me props. I'm like, this is what this is. Like, this is my first rodeo, though, also. Mm-hmm. I sat down with every label in New York, right? And thinking that it's just a guarantee. And also people like in your family and your friends actually can hinder you by saying, I know you're going to make it. You're a star. Trust me, it's on. And you start thinking, okay, well, it's just going to come. And I'm just going to wait for it to come. And here I am. It doesn't work like that. You have to be aggressive. So once that all wore off and it was like, wait a minute, I'm not flying to New York anymore. What's going on? Like, people don't, like, that buzz kind of died. And I was just like not happy with that. And I was like, oh, and the more you learn, the more you're like, it doesn't work that way. Like, you're only as good as your last hit, you know? So it's expensive to be in the music game, and to really make moves, the industry's really a pay to play type of environment. So you're cashing out, and now you've spent, thousands of dollars before the song even came out. That gets old, and on top of that, I don't want to wait for the videographer anymore. That was supposed to be done Tuesday. Oh, give me a couple more weeks. Well, I don't have a couple more weeks. All that. So it's like, you know what? If I gain this skill, not only will I do it, make sure it's done, and do it right, but other people might pay me to do it. So that was kind of the thought behind it. And productivity has gone way up since I've been doing everything my own. Now, the flip side of it is it's time consuming. It's frustrating sometimes. It gets difficult, but it's, for me, I get way more proud. When it finally comes out, I'm like, I did all that. That's all me. Like, I don't need anybody. It's really empowering, And in this day and age, your career is in your own hands with entertainment. There's not someone, I don't need someone to remind me to make a song or to do a video or whatever. Like, I'm on it. Definitely goals, and sometimes they change because things change, the environment, the industry changes, so certain goals have been altered. You know what's just important as setting the goal is setting the deadline. The deadline is what gets it done. Like when I say I'm dropping a single every month, I know by the 30th, it better be out. A lot of time not getting the results I want, not having the things I want, not scratching things off my list, and not being happy with it. And looking at my situation going, I'm not happy with this. And what have I been doing the last 60 days? For me, I gained that discipline just basically off not being happy with my lifestyle and success. And it means a lot to me. I hold it to a high regard. And once you taste that success and you reach those, when it kind of falls back, you're like, what, you want that back, My brother is a very intelligent dude who's actually younger than me, but in certain ways I look up to because he's so ahead of where I was when I was his age mentally. And so I bounce ideas off him. If I have any doubts, I have, couple, OG, older people than me. Man, I'm kind of falling out of love with this rap stuff, man. I don't know, man. And they'll put things in perspective. Like, look at this. Like, you almost sound like you don't take your blessings and you're not grateful. You almost sound ungrateful by complaining about. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm so caught up, focused on this. I'm not seeing this, And that's easy to do in this game, man. There's a lot of things that will tell you at every turn you're not good enough. You don't look cool enough. Your voice isn't good enough. You're not this, you're not that. But what you realize is those are just one person's opinions. Even if there are 100,000 people, because what I had to learn was like, let's say 8 million people hate me. But if 100,000 love me, I need to do it just for them and not care about the 8 million that hate me. You just have to eliminate, and I'm not going to say I'm 100% at this. I'm not going to say I was always like this. I still struggle with it at times. Even earlier this month, I was super doubtful. I was in a small rut for a while, but you just need those outside reminders. And I think, coming in the mental health aspect of it, your diet is not just what you put in your body. It's also what you put in your mind. And so the people around you, like they say, the 5 people around you are going to create the sum of what you're going to be. That's part of it. Are you looking at fist fights on YouTube all day, or are you watching how-to videos and seminars? Are you seeking knowledge? Are you seeking the right things? And that's what I'm big on is mental and physical diet. I take all my vitamins. I drink my dope water. I eat right. I eat clean. I work out. I exercise, and I try to learn. Knowledge is very empowering. I even call myself a nerd now, like with pride. I'm like, I'm a nerd now. Like I'm looking into stuff. Like I want to learn something. Because not learning kept me in the same spot. You know, and the more you learn and the more intelligence that you acquire, you understand like fear is like a choice. It's like you choose to, you know, and your brain has like auto suggestion. So if you get used to being fearful all the time and that's a habit, you're just going to jump to that all the time. And it's not going to take you anywhere. There's one way to go up, and it certainly isn't being fear-based. And you got to watch out because you can get sucked into the negative space so simply. And it's like, oh, I don't have the cool car or the nice chain. I'm not on the yacht like that guy. Or I don't have, you know, 100,000 followers like that. And it's easy to feel bad, but it's like, it ain't about that. You just got to compete with yesterday's you, you know, and you need things reminding you, because I don't care who you are, you can get down in the dumps about it. You need reminders. There was a point where I put sticky notes all over my house, and it was like, I'm sitting there wasting time, and then I just look up and it's like, do more. I'm like, oh yeah. Get off my phone. Like, you know, do more was a big one. I had 5 of those. Do more, do more, do more.
What does that mean to you?
It's like what the Army says, be all you can be, you know? It's like most people are never going to see even half of their full potential because we have so many distractions. This phone designed to distract you. You just got to overcome. You got to know better and take action. And there was so many years I wasn't taking action that I was upset, and I was like, I have to change my life or I'm not going to have the life I want. People I was around that I would watch, people that I learned a lot from. A friend of mine, shout out my man Pony Evans. I used to go in the studio with him when I was like 19, and he would just knock out song after song, and they were like better than all my songs. I'm like, you're coming up with these crazy melodies so fast. Like, how are you writing this many hits? Like, blown away. And I would just watch how he'd layer stuff and like, oh, and like his work ethic. It didn't matter what was going on. He was coming back to the studio. And I admired that because I didn't have that type of work ethic. And then my man Astray, who I was a fan of locally before I ever met, we had a lot of similarities musically. We became really good friends. Throughout our friendship, I learned a lot from him, watched him in the studio. He actually helped me learn to edit video too. And he ended up getting a publishing deal with Shady Records, Eminem's company. So I watched it. I'm like, these are the moves he made to get there. And he got a big check. I'm like, he just is really in the studio all the time. He just really has deadlines and goals, and he knows what he's doing. And if he doesn't know what he's doing, he's going to learn. And it's just about like sacrifice and like determination, really. And it was something I had to develop over time because I like to hang out too. I like to, you know what I mean? I want to do stuff. And you see people as like, I'll be on my phone like, dang, they're all on the boat this weekend. Like, I'm just alone in this studio, the same 4 walls I've been in all week. But, you know, is this what you want? That the life will test you and be like, do you want it bad enough? Let's see what you're going to do today. How about tomorrow? How about this weekend? Big party going on this weekend. What are you going to do? And I'm not saying don't ever go to the party, but
for sure.
It's a cost. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just for me, mainly it was just not being happy and having this expectation that I haven't fulfilled. And now I have all these people looking at me. People have been looking at me for years. Some of them fell off the bandwagon. That doesn't feel good. Some people lost faith. That doesn't feel good. Now I had to pull some tricks out of my sleeve. Hey, don't sleep on me, you know, but it's not always easy. Sometimes we make it look easy because all you see is the highlights on IG, but there's a lot of grind behind that one post, you know, that one trip, that one appearance, you know. So it's not easy, but I do the best I can and still trying to get better always. This is a game where you need, you know, it's pay to play. You need money. I just watched the rapper, his name's not Moneybagg Yo, his name's Young Dolph. And he's had a few hits on the radio. He's not necessarily a household name, but he's had hits. He's made millions. And they asked him, how much money does it take to like really have a hit song that's like on the charts, like getting radio play? He said $250,000 to $1 million. That puts a lot in perspective. So when you realize I can't reach 20 million people without big money, that is a challenge. Now, luckily, the more I learn about TikTok, that's free promotion. That's potential millions for free. Eyes and ears, which is all it's all about, eyes and ears.
Yeah.
A little bit of it might be stubbornness. I ain't giving up.
Yeah.
No, I don't care what none of you say. I'm doing me. I don't care. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And then every time you get one of those W's, you get a win. It's just like, you like bask in the glory for a second. You're like, I hope all you saw that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some of it's that, but overall, it's just like, I'm just driven. I'm just goal orientated, you know? And unfortunately, this is the most like difficult industry, the craziest business model of any industry. Like, this industry is designed to keep the artist in debt. Like, you can't do anything without paying for it, you know? But I'm going to do it. And I would do it for free, for fun, before just giving up and be defeated. I'll tell a short story.
Yep.
That has a really meaningful lesson about getting discouraged. So I'm not going to say his name, but there's a very reputable rap producer who has this contest that he throws. And I get in one year and write, to me, what, in my opinion, some of my best material. I'm super proud of it. I feel like I already won before I even submit it. I'm like, I got this in the bag. I hear all the other contestants. There's like 300. I heard most of them. I'm like, none of these are coming close. I got this. I'm like already happy. I kind of jumped the gun, right? So come to announce the winner. I don't even get honorable mention. I'm not even in the top 30. I'm blown away. I was actually a little bit bent out of shape about it because I didn't understand. And I'm looking at who he's mentioned. I'm like, these aren't good. And it was to the point where I actually got a hold of him and did a FaceTime call with him. Like, what didn't you like? What did I do? You know? And he explained, well, I picked this winner because of these reasons. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. So I was really bent out of shape about it. But what I did is I took that same song and I put it in 2 other contests. And I won both the other contests, which ended up being more money grand prize than the original.
Wow.
And what that told me was, this is just one man's opinion. I can't base my whole life off this one opinion. You just can't get discouraged off opinions and outside energies. If you really believe in yourself, you got to just go full force. One of them is I appeared on a radio show called Sway in the Morning, which is hosted by Sway Calloway from, you've seen him on MTV and all those things. Something happened where, you know, through the universe, attracting, whatever, me doing my job, I guess, I get this opportunity to make the theme song for his show. I'm like, Sway? Like, Sway? This is crazy. Okay, let's do it. So I do it. He was really impressed. He played it every day for years. He says he still even plays it sometimes.
Wow.
But then he invited me up. He was like, man, you should come up and do this like little... I'm like, you're kidding. So I'm going to have one of the classic freestyles like on the show. Like, all my favorites are on there. Tech Nine, Eminem, I'm like, you name it. Like, they're all on the show. This is crazy. Mind you, nobody I know of from Detroit or Michigan has been on that show, unsigned artists at all.
Wow.
So for me, I'm like, all right, this is my just due. Like, this is one of those right here. So going up there and, you know, rapping some of my best material, to this day, even people are always bringing up certain lines that I said that are quotables that were like really shock value and clever. You know, and then later after that, he invited me up to MTV. He had a show on MTV called Rap Fix at the time. And Trina was up there and Rick Ross artists. And so it was just one of those days where it was just like, I got into a pocket that it was just like I was living my dream in that moment. You know what I mean? And it still lingers today. So I'm super proud of that. I don't know if that's number 1, but that's definitely on my Mount Rushmore. Guy I talked about earlier, Pony Evans, who I learned a lot from back in the day. We haven't done music in years, and we just recently linked up, and we're just hanging out, and let's go through some beats, and it's just like magic. Sometimes it's just magic, and like the chorus is, we got it, and it's like, I got my verse, 15 minutes, he's got his, like we lay it down, it's like first take, it's like everything, just the stars aligned, you know, as they do, and those are great moments. Those are so enjoyable when you just like You're like this vessel that's translating, you know, creativity off impulse, like, or something, like inspiration is crazy. So I was like, man, we got to do like a video. So we pulled the drone out and we got the classic cars and, you know, we did a bunch of scenes. So it's called One Way.
One Way.
Yes.
I like that.
And it's basically about, I was here, now I'm here, and I'm enjoying the journey. I'm living and learning. I'm getting better. Some of the best things that ever happened to me was because I was daring. I think you got to take a chance. You got to leap, you know? Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith because you're going to be stagnant otherwise. It's like, do I go for the promotion at my job? I'm nervous they're going to say no. It's like, well, if they say no, you're right where you're at. And you didn't lose anything. But if they say yes, it could open a door of opportunity. You don't even know where that's going to lead to. You have to start, like the movie Yes Man. Like, you have to start saying yes to life. You know, it's everything, and it's fun. It keeps life exciting. Life can be really dull if you're just stuck in your routine. You don't go new places. You don't try new things. You have to, it's about experiences. Dare to be great. Dare to try a new food. Dare to do something challenging. It's going to make you better, and life is just about experience. You got to do it. You know? Jump off the cliff. No. Originality, it's funny, in my line of work, a lot of people are riding waves. It's like, oh, that's the sound? We're over there. I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but what I do know is that the people that are at the top normally have their own original claim to fame. They put their stake in the ground. You know, like, there's not another Eminem. There's not another Kanye West. There's just not. And I think that originality is your identity. You know, it's easy to fall in the mix. You can't, you know, stand out if you're trying to fit in all the time. So, like, okay, here's an example. See these earrings? I don't wear these. These are brand new. I don't do the dangles. I used to make fun of these. But my friend got me these as a gift, and I was like, And then I was like, wait a minute. What if I put these in and I love it? Maybe I don't know. I still don't know if I love it, but I'm going for it. Whatever. I can take them out. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, do something. I don't know. Like,
I love that.
it's just like, upgrade your identity. Maybe that's the new look. Maybe that's going to develop into what's to come. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not fearful of what people are going to say. It just is what it is. For me, I do think I'm living my purpose. I think I'm here to bring entertainment and joy to people in many different ways. If you hang out with me and we go out to the bar or we're at a party or we're at a restaurant, like, I'm cracking jokes. I'm always trying to find the funny in something. Always. I'm always trying to, I preach too, probably to a fault. I probably talk too much on here, but I'm trying to preach. Like, it's something I learned that helped me. It's like, I'm trying to just machine gun blast that to everybody. Like, I think that's part of my purpose. I'm a communicator, which brings me into the music scene as well. You know, I can communicate. I can convey emotions to you. I can try to get you excited when this record comes on. Oh, I want to dance now. I can have you thinking about, damn, like, he's talking about his grandma in this song. I got to pick up the phone and call my grandma. So I think, you know, for me, I'm a communicator and an entertainer, and I think I'm doing it at least to some degree, if not my highest potential.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
That's
it's a big deal. Nothing great is done on your own, first of all. Secondarily, I believe in, like, knowledge is power, and you can't do everything on your own. And sometimes you get the luxury of learning from other people's mistakes. You get the luxury of learning from other people's wins. I've taken shortcuts in my life because somebody said, hey man, this is how you do it, or this is the right way, or don't do it like this. I think that life is about two things. I think it's about experiences, and I think it's about bonds that you build with people, and maybe living your purpose, whatever you feel that is. So I think that, yeah, it's incredibly important. I don't think I would be really anywhere without it. I don't think anybody would. I think if you had to figure out everything on your own, like energy, I'm big on energy. It's like I try to keep the good energy around me. Negative people, they don't really get much access to me. You know, so I think like the people around you and the information that you have that you strive for is going to make you the best you. My dope ass dream is to live a very comfortable life with all my loved ones, solely based off businesses that I've built myself. Yo, what's up? This is Hatch. Check me out on all social platforms at HatchWiseGuy. And I'm also available on all streaming platforms as well. Make sure you check out that hot new music. Bentley, my new single, and One Way featuring Pony Evans. It's on the way. Listen, if you could be anything, why not be dope?